Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Sarah and this is Yvonne, and today we are going to be talking about our top 3 new to us games in the first quarter of 2025. So each month we have a goal to play as many new games as we can, and these are going to be the top 3 that we played in the first quarter. First up, our number 3 game is Twice as Clever, and this game is made by Wolfgang Warsch, and it came out in 2019. This game is for 1 to 4 players and takes about 30 minutes to play. And as you guys probably already know, we are huge fans of the Clever series. And this is the second one in the series, and I'd say it's probably the hardest. So if you guys are checking out the Clever series, I definitely wouldn't suggest this one being your first game to play of the series. There's definitely others that would be better to start with, but this is still a great game if you like the Clever series. If you aren't familiar with the Clever series, it is a roll and write game. So you're rolling dice and using those values to mark off different areas of your score sheets. I have videos on each of the individual Clever games if you want to check any of them out and see how each of them play and all the different sections that are in each game. I also did a review video on the entire series, and I ranked each of the games in order from worst to best. And when I say worst, I don't mean that it's a bad game. I just mean that it's one of our least favorite games compared to the others. So if you want to see more about the series, you can go ahead and check that out, and I will link that down below in the description.
All right, let's roll into our number 2 games, and that is Rolling Realms Redux by Stonemaier Games that came out in 2024. It is a game that you can play from 1 to 6 players, and each game lasts about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how much analysis paralysis you have, and just kind of figuring out which each card or realm will give you. We have both of the Rolling Realms games. So with this being the newest one. The reason that Rolling Realms Redux is my favorite out of the 2 is because of the 12 unique types of realm cards that this version came with. I really found like the complexity level was up a notch compared to the original Rolling Realms game. Not saying that we don't like it, but this one definitely caused me to want to play it more and more. Another awesome thing about this version is that it comes with a
Compendium?
Compendium, thank you. Which contains all 66 realms that Stonemaier Games has come out with yet. It has detailed rules of each realm in that book, and it's really helpful. The card itself tells you kind of how to play it and what is required to play it, but having that extra set of detailed rules for each realm is very useful, and this game answers all the questions that you might have. Plus, I really like purple, and the dice for this game are purple and blue. So I really do, or purple and black, I think. But yes, I do like the dice in this game.
Yeah, this game is definitely much more challenging than the original Rolling Realms. So you might need to reference the rules a little bit more than you would in the first Rolling Realms game. But this is still so much fun. It's a great addition to the original game, and you could even use the original cards with this Redux game. It's not like you can only play with the cards in this box. You can use any of the realms that you want to in your game.
And this actual game also comes with dividers for each color, because it has 6 different color dividers that are a little bit bigger than the actual cards themselves, where it will organize them for you so you're not trying to shuffle through to find where one color starts and one color ends. You'll just know and grab that color. It also comes with something called a travel box that holds up to 50 cards, 2 pens, 2 dry erase wipey pad things, and the 2 dice. And since we primarily play just 2 players, that holds a lot of
a lot of different realms.
Yes, that will hold a lot of different realms for us to be able to play on the go, so you can travel. So you're not bringing this huge box. It's just like a tiny little tuck box, basically.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice and travel size, so it's easy to bring with you wherever you're going.
This game also comes with a new solo variant that you can play. Other than it's different, it's a soccer game in a sense, the championship, and it tells you what kind of cards you are doing each round. We have not tried it out yet, but I've heard good things about it, so I'm really interested to hear what Sarah's thoughts are when she gets to it.
I am more of the solo game player. I do enjoy playing games with other people, but normally if we're playing a solo game, I would be the one to play a solo game by myself, whereas she would do something else and not necessarily play a board game solo.
But good job, Stonemeyer.
Yes, we love your games so much.
Yes. And with that, our number one game is The Grand Carnival by Rob Kramer. It initially came out in 2020, yet he then in 2022, 2023, he decided to come up with a new art style, new graphics design, and this is the version we have. It is a game for 1 to 4 players. Normally games run 45 minutes to an hour long. It has the base rules where everyone is gaining tiles to lay down their land, their plot of land, so then they can do an action to get an attraction to play in their land, where then you can move your guests along the pathways to view these attractions, and every time your guests show up on the attractions, you get a ticket per space. It's a polyomino game, which if you don't know, we love polyominoes. Polyomino games, Tetris style games. It's definitely a game that I like to play one right after the other. Thoroughly enjoy it. We actually went to the coast, and this was one of the games I brought along. For each person, everyone gets their own little action tokens, and then we all each have our own color, and each action token is our own little type of meeple, so they're not all the same. Yes, they're different colors, but it's kind of cool to have little different designs or just different characters that you get to play as. It is the one thing that we did not like about this game, though. It did not come with a scorecard or score pad. Yet we did, after some research, we found that the expansion does come with a scoreboard, which we got. So we're excited to try that. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself pulling out your calculator to keeping score, because the numbers are not just 5, 7, it's like 12, 22, 30 points, and that can just be a lot, because you're scoring about 5 or 6 different things at the end of the game. So
yeah, that was one of the things that we noticed right away, was there wasn't a score sheet or any kind of like scoreboard or anything like that. So it just made it a little more tedious at the end of the game, where you're having to like add up all the different points, and you don't have any way to track them or write them down. You actually have to have your own piece of paper or a calculator, as she said, to add up all your total points.
it comes with something called tricks, which with the base rules, it tells you how to play it, but then there's these trick cards that once you get what the requirements are, it kind of quote unquote breaks the game, breaks the rules, and causes you to be able to do something different than what the rules state. We haven't really found any trick card that really like shined more than others. We tend to sometimes not even go for the tricks, because by the time we get them, it's into the last couple rounds, and we just find that it kind of causes the other person to just sweep past us in points because we were too focused on trying to get that tricks. But besides that, I really do enjoy this game a lot.
Yes, this is a very unique polyomino game. We don't have any other games that I could really compare to this. I feel like the polyominoes are used in a very unique way in this game, where you're kind of building out your map and your pathways and your buildable areas for those polyominoes to kind of fit, and still have room for your little meeples or your customers to go through your circus or your area and get those tickets and points. So it's definitely a unique idea and a unique theme, and just a different way to use polyominoes within the game.
So like Rolling Redux, the rules in this book also has further explanation of each trick, which we really do appreciate, because we've played a lot of games that have cards with verbiage on them, and then that's it. There's no further explanation of what each card does. And we did really appreciate the rules that it explained in further detail of what that trick really was needing or requiring, or how it would help or slash break the game. So we did really appreciate the rule book in this game.
I could definitely see this game being in our top games at the end of the year just because it is so unique and different. I feel like there's a lot of replayability with it because every game is different. Mm-hmm. Each game, your area looks different. You're going for different polyomino pieces and shapes, and it just keeps it fresh and fun.
In the game, we've only played in 2 players, but the game rules do state that there's a set amount of polyominoes you can play based on player count, which we really actually appreciate because it kind of causes you to limit kind of like which polyominoes you're trying to go for, because at the end of the game, you have to have groups of 3 or more to actually get points for the polyominoes slash tickets on them. And that really calls for when you only have 5 of each size. That kind of caused us to like not fight, but just go after specific sets.
Mm-hmm. You can kind of cut off the other person and let them not get as many points if they can't fulfill those requirements of getting 3 polyominoes or getting, a set of whatever they're going for.
And same actually for the tricks. So once you achieve a trick, which happens after your action, you look at the tricks to see if you've achieved one. The next the next round or your next turn, that if the other people that are playing the game do not achieve that trick, they don't get it. Only you get it. Yeah. So it kind of cuts it off from everybody else, which has happened before where one of us is building out our plot land and the other one's putting down little our attractions, and one of us has gotten the trick and the other one's like, I was working on that and not really realizing it. And so that is, yes, I said we don't really look at the tricks, but sometimes there's just to try to see what it would do, to just take a chance to see if it would actually help. But yes, I do like the game. I do like how there's an option to clear the plot line with using one of your, because there's a bank of plots that we can choose from. I do like how each your worker can only be based off what number the level, because you have 5 workers, and based off what number your worker is sitting on, that's how high of a level of action you can do. I really do like that, kind of like Arc Nova. Similar to that.
All right, so those are our top 3 games from the first quarter of 2025. And this is going to be a quarterly video, so check back in a few months, or obviously sooner because I post videos every week. But for the second quarter, we'll be doing another video of our top games that we played in the second quarter. So don't forget to check back to catch that video. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Adventure Squad down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a board gamer. Get your game on. Go play. Hold back. Okay, on that note, we're done.